Hello, FIU Panthers. My name is Harold Daniel from PantherNOW.com, and we're celebrating Pride Month 2017 with the launch of our column Out and Proud, which raises awareness of the LGBTQ plus community here at Florida International University. Today, I have a very special guest. I have Nazareth Izada, who is a senior here at the university and also the RPM director at 95.3 The Roar. Nazareth, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for inviting me.
So I kind of want to, coming out is basically a struggle for anyone in the LGBTQ plus community, and it's always been such a battle growing up. I want to know how you grew up and how you were raised.
Well, I'm Cuban, so I was raised in a very traditionally Cuban household. Both my parents are Cuban.
Yeah.
My parents weren't necessarily conservative, but there was always this air around being gay, where like it was okay for other people, but God forbid I was. And my older brother is gay too, so that was something for me as well. Because I kind of watched him kind of come out, and I was too young to understand it, but I saw the friction and the drama with all that.
Oh my God. So do you remember that exact moment that you felt that you were different, that you were not like any other girl in society? Like, what was that moment that you were like, oh my God, like, there's something that, you know, I need to discover about myself?
I mean, it wasn't an exact moment, and I think for mostly everyone it's not an exact moment. It was more of like a slow realization, because I would do things that were like natural for me to do. Like I remember growing up, I thought that you had to be a boy to like girls. Like I didn't think it was like physically possible for two girls to be together.
Yeah.
So when I would like play with like my cousins and whatever, I would pretend to be a boy because I thought that was the only way I could, you know, like girls.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking like there was nothing wrong with that, but I would always get in trouble for it. So that's when I started realizing that I'm like not, you know, normal, I guess.
Yeah, you're right. And then I know that with me, I always go by the saying, education is the best, it's the key to understanding differences. Growing up, I know that you said that you looked up to your brother and you saw how he came up, but you really didn't understand it. So what sources did you go to understand anything in the LGBTQ plus community?
Honestly, the internet, and I feel like people really underestimate how important the internet is for the LGBT community, because we're not taught any of our history in school or by our parents. It's something that you really need to discover yourself. So everything that I know about being gay, I learned from the internet.
Awesome. And then I know growing up in school, it's hard. And did you ever go through bullying? And if you did, how did you cope with that?
Okay, so I definitely went through bullying. There's this thing when you're gay where you're told that you're gay before you know that you are. So I was always being called a lesbian in school. And I mean, yeah, they were right. But I wasn't ready to hear that yet.
Of course.
And like I was always called weird and whatever, so there was that. And I just kind of got to a point where I knew I couldn't live in hiding anymore. So it just became a matter of like, whatever. Like I don't care about anyone else and I'm just going to focus on me.
And then leading up to you coming out into you accepting yourself and being proud of who you are, was there anyone that you went up to and or look up to and like kind of felt comfortable, like, oh, you're gonna be the first person that I come up to? Like, was there that particular person?
In my family, no. I'm not
friends or
I'm not close to my extended family at all, so I never really went to them for anything. It was mostly friends, like mostly like my other LGBT friends. They were really like my support system when I came out.
And then your relationship with your mom and dad, because I know family plays a huge role, especially growing up, because you look up to them. And how was your relationship with your mom and your dad? And then what were your feelings going towards coming out to them? And
with my mom, we're very close, but we had a lot of conflict growing up, and a lot of it stemmed from the fact that I was gay. So she would always approach me and be like, why don't you like any guys and whatever, and just making me uncomfortable. I don't know if she did it on purpose. I don't know. It's not really a factor for me anymore.
Yeah.
But coming out to her was difficult. When I came out to her, I didn't go home for a few days. I just kind of like slept over friends' houses and whatever. And when I did get home, she didn't talk to me for like 2-3 weeks. And to this day, it's not something that we talk about. As for my dad, he passed away in November of last year. I never officially came out to him. It was always more of like an unspoken thing between me and him, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
But in a way, I do kind of wish I had told him something. But it is what it is.
Yeah. So we have a big misconception with the LGBTQ plus community, and we have stereotypes, and people look at us different, and always think about things before saying things. So I kind of want to ask you, what is the biggest misconception that you think society has on the LGBTQ plus community?
Definitely the fact that people think this is a choice is crazy. Because I remember being a kid and, like I said, like, I liked girls and it was just always a natural thing for me. It was never something that I consciously chose. So that's a really big misconception. Another thing is that, like, we're all overly sexual is another thing that really gets to me. Because in my case, that's not true. So,
of course.
And I mean, even if it is the case for someone, there's nothing wrong with that. So.
Awesome. So anyone out there struggling right now in the LGBTQ plus community, what advice would you give that person right now?
I think definitely being gay, you get gaslighted a lot. You're always being told that it's a phase, that it's not you, it's not for you. Just trust your intuition and trust your gut and know that what you're feeling is okay and you're not broken, you're not wrong, and that's kind of it. Just trust yourself.
And I know you recently turned 21. What would you tell that 7-year-old girl? What advice would you give her?
Kind of similar to what I just said. Like, you're not wrong. You're not broken. Your family's wrong for telling you you're wrong. And there's going to come a day where you're going to feel comfortable and you're not going to need that validation and everything's going to be okay.
Awesome. So that is it for today for the Out and Proud column. If you guys want to know more about Nazareth's story, you guys can go on PantherNOW.com to read more about it and also pick up the newspaper, which comes out every Wednesday here at Florida International University. So thank you so much, Naz, for sitting in here with me today.
Thank you.
Hopefully what we did today will help out someone out there in the LGBTQ plus community. Know that you have sources out there and that we are here for you.